All right, a new year, a new challenge. I am trying to get myself back into the junk journal. I've been doing a lot of junk journal classes and junk journal stuff, but I'm trying to get myself back more into the mixed media world of things. And for example, this kind of thing. Inky. I want to get inky. I want to get back to my inky roots. So I've decided to participate in Junk Journal January 2025. I'm going to my goal is to do pages in video and, whatever, when I get enough for a video, post it. Just going to go with the flow, basically, but as usual. But I'm aiming to do these fairly quickly, 30 minutes. Life is crazy right now. There's just so much stuff going on with family. And my mom is getting older, and it's just a lot. I'm dealing with a lot. So the idea being that, okay, let's just get some art time. So Junk Journal January. This is put on by Meg. I will link below. And my goal is to use, and I'm going to go through what this is, but I'll do a separate video, but I'll quickly explain it. So my goal is I have all these bags of junk journal stuff or mixed media stuff, whether it be some of my students have gifted to me, or like this was stuff I got from my mom when I emptied her condo. And there's some really cool, like this is a travel card from 1998. So there's some really cool stuff in here. So I thought I'll use that because I want to put it in a book, and this is the perfect place for it. Now, Junk Journal January, if you don't know, I participated in it before. This was, let me see when I did it, 2023. I did Junk Journal January. And at that time, so it's megjournals.com. She hosts it, and it's just great. I mean, it's just great. It's just fun. And you can do as much or as little. And again, my goal is to just try and just do 30 minutes. Obviously, some pages take more time, and if I have more time, I'll do it. So let's get started. The deal is you have prompts every day. They have a different video every day. And usually what I do is I'll print that out as well. I think I printed that out. There's another challenge I did as well. Maybe I didn't. Maybe they didn't in 2023. Anyway, they have different sort of inspiration every day. You can go to their YouTube channel. I will also link that. And you just follow the prompts. You don't have to, but it's fun to do, right? It gives you an idea, and it just gives you something to aim for. I don't know. I try and stick to the prompts. So the first day was cover. So the book I'm using, as you can see, I've already done 1 and a bit challenges in here. This was actually from another class I took, and I'm going to go through all of that in detail in the other video. So if you want to see what this was all about and how this book came about, and I'm going to do a flip through, I will put the link below. So the Junk Journal January, the first number 1 was cover. Well, I already have my book. I like to do my cover at the end of the project. Sometimes I decided to do that and see what shape it takes. So I didn't really do the cover, but so what I did for day 1 was I just glued in the prompt list. And this was a tag. This was an eco tag with a bit of stenciling on it. And again, I'll do more in that other video. So that was number 1, day 1. So day 2 is envelope. So that's what you guys get to see. That's my big intro to what we're actually going to do. But you can see the nice thing about this is I already had this book, and I really want to start I make these books and do all these fun things and then don't end up doing the project or don't complete it. And so I really wouldn't it be nice? I know there's people out there that have the same deal. Wouldn't it be nice to have a completed project, completed from start to finish? So that's my goal with this. So I'll just follow along as things take me. So let's get started with day 2, envelope. So because I have the attention span of a gnat these days, I had all these other things planned, but I just came across, this is digital printouts from a gal called Sam's Paper Creations. She's on Instagram. I don't know if she's anywhere else, but I follow her on Instagram. And I printed out, she has a Ko-fi shop where she gives free digitals. Again, I'll add the link. I'm adding a lot of links, so that's fun. But she also has paid ones. And so I printed out a couple of these just to keep it simple and just to use. I download these digitals and I don't use them. So I really want to, again, attention span while it's in my head. I'm just going to do it. So this is one of her freebies, and it's called Small Envelope. And then what I did for the base of it, and I'll tell you my idea, I printed this from her Halloween kit, and that is a paid kit. The deal with Ko-fi is you, as a creator, can upload free digitals for people and then paid digitals. And one of the things one of the other creators has said was, if you're going to give money for a free kit, don't put... Like if you put 50 cents or $1, the creator really doesn't get anything. So what I tend to do is I always will combine. I get a bunch of free ones and then I'll buy a kit, but you get to say how much you want to pay. So for example, if the kit's $4.95, you can pay $4.95 and up. And what I will do is I'll bump that so the free, I give a little bit of money for the free because this stuff takes time. I mean, look at that. That is freaking beautiful. It takes time to pull these together and create them. And I think it's great that they're doing free, but it's also great for people to get paid for their hard work. So I'll just give a couple of bucks on top of whatever paid kit I make. And then that way they're not getting, again, like she said, the gal, I think it was Seven Plaza, said the problem is if you give a buck, 90 cents goes to the company. And so it's better to just take it free and then bump up a paid kit. I might be wrong, but I think I'm not. There you go. That's my announcement for Starving Artists. So what I'm going to do, if I flip my page, I really do want to put something here, but I might just leave it too because it's fun. I might jazz this up, but we'll do that at some point. So my next page is the rest of this eco envelope and the back of that photograph. And I think what I want to do, I glued this all down without thinking, but I really want this to show because it's cool. So I'm going to peel it back a bit so I can put that over. I think that's what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll peel it off. I'm scared I'll tear it. Okay, because it's down pretty solidly. And then I'm going to cut that as my background. And because this envelope's so pretty, I don't want to glue it down. But what I might do is create a belly band and then do this, jazz it up, and slip it in. So let's get started. I'm going to cut these out and then I'll be back. All right, so I've glued down this piece of paper. Basically what I did was I just took the paper and I cut a notch here, and I'll glue that back down. And then I missed a little bit, like this side looked good, this doesn't so much, but I think what I'll do is I'll just fix it with some washi tape. So what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna just go for it. I'm gonna glue this down just like that, because I think, we'll see. I might regret this. But anyway, so I wanted to show you how to fix mistakes. So washi tape is a great way to fix a mistake. And I can just, I'm not bothered by, that looks good. And then it looks like you've done it on purpose. Don't really want the green in there, so I'm gonna come back to these numbers. And just, of course, there's a bit of green. Just pull that off. And I like that because it's kind of sketchy. So there you go. That's done. And now you can see it's a tiny bit crooked. So the best way to fix that is with some distress. Now, because this paper is glossy, it's the back of a photo, I am going to use an archival. That way it's not going to smudge. Because if you use, I want it to dry on there. And if you use a distress ink or a dye-based ink, it's not going to dry. But archival will do nicely, and then I don't have to worry about it smudging. And you just sort of scrape the sides if you've never distressed. And the best thing about that is it kind of limits the crookedness. You don't notice it's as crooked, although the whole thing is crooked. But again, mixed media, so we're not really bothered by that. So this is what I have so far. I have the envelope, and we'll make the envelope. This was that little bird from the same set, and the little label from the same set. So we've got those. Move this temporarily. So I thought I'm probably going to need something else, so I printed out this one as well, and it is called Labels Page. And again, it's still from Sam's Paper Creations, just to see what else I can put on the envelope. And then I'm just going to, now you can use a scoreboard for this. I don't know why. I don't have a lot of success with scoreboards when I use them for envelopes. So I tend to just do it freehand like this, kind of bend along, look for the fold, bend. I'm going to distress the edges anyway, because that's what I do. But this is what you're going to do. So you can see they show you the fold lines, which is very convenient. Or she shows you the fold lines. And I'm just going to come along. And again, if it's not perfect, that's okay. Pretty good. Now that does not line up. Well, that's kind of weird, huh? Okay, that's okay. I'll make it work. I will show you another workaround. All right, for whatever reason, the fold lines do not seem to match up. The paper's not long enough. So what I'm going to do is just put a piece of strip of paper down here. And I can use this paper potentially. So I've cut a strip, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to, I think what I'll do is I'll mark in the middle, because you don't want glue in the middle, right? Because then it'll stick to the base. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to I'll give myself a little bit of leeway, and then just take some glue along the edge. The tape runner doesn't seem to want to work. There we go. I thought about distressing the edges. I think it'll look a little more like I did on purpose. Just to be cool, you know. And again, just using the archival because this is laser and it's a little slick. Oh, great. Ink down. Okay, I'm going to put that on top. Put that on top. Yeah, I want it on top. You have options. I could do it either way, but I'm going to do it on top. And then Hope that works. Just make sure it's not. Yep. All right. Problem solved. Actually looks kind of cool, huh? So then I'm going to take some glue for the bottom part. It's one of those days today, you know, like I was doing this project. It started hours and hours and hours ago. And, you know, with my, oh, I'm just going to do 30 minutes and away we go. Won't it be grand? And then every time I turned around, I got an email, like a ping. It was stuff that had to be done right now and important stuff. This is not, you know, oh, I'm getting distracted and doing stuff that I could wait for. I needed a pair of glasses to return, and I realized I'd missed the deadline, and just everything. Stuff with my mom that had to be done right away. We need these papers right away, this second, or the universe will crumble. So I basically was constantly, as I pick my ink up off the floor, just constantly having to stop. And, you know, I think that's one of the challenges. I know I'm not the only one. When you're doing this for you, like I'm doing this for me, right? Like there's no, right now I'm sort of in a transition period and this is more for me. I want to build my YouTube channel. I want to create. This helps me. I'm not on any design teams right now. So this sort of pushes me to create. And so it's not the priority, and yet it's important because it's good for my mental health. It's good to do some art. It's good to just pause. And then inevitably you can't, because there's just constant interruptions of things that have to be done now and can't be put off. So that's what's happening today. It's one of those days, and it's a Friday. So I guess the moral of the story is maybe I should have done this yesterday, but all of this other stuff had to be done anyway. It's kind of, you know, regardless of what day it is. So I'm still going to take a deep breath. And this is why I do this, is to have some joy. So now, because I want to do this, I want to have this envelope be, you know, because it's too pretty again to cover up. So the big question is, do I want to put an image here or do I want to stick to this side? And I think I'm going to stick to this side because there's this lovely spot right here that's just begging for this bird to go on. That's what it is right there, I think. And then I'm thinking what I need is something else. Originally, I was thinking this, but this takes up too much of the envelope. This stamp would be pretty, just sort of peeking out behind Mr. Birdie, or the field note. But I think I'm going to stick with this one. So we'll see. So 2025 rather, I'm short by 2 years. 2025, started 2025. The real question is, are we making resolutions? Are we skipping resolutions? Last year, my resolution, or 2 years ago, my resolutions were very fun resolutions. I'm going to get that. And I'm going to read it because I think there's value in it. And it reminded me, and I want to do it again. So these are my resolutions. More bubble baths, more music, more dancing, more time with friends, more art play, more life, more healthy. So those are my resolutions. And again, not, you know, I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to, the usual, I feel like the usual things we do for resolutions. So I think I'm going to do that again. I was not successful, I must say, on the bubble bath front. So I feel like I need to revisit that. So I think I like that. That's good. But the only thing is this really isn't the same color. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take vintage photo. We'll see. Should be all right on this paper. So if you have any resolutions, what are your New Year's resolutions? You can put down in the comments. I'd love it if you, as all the YouTubers say, like, subscribe, comment, because of course that helps build the channel. Yes, look at that. How perfect is that? Just kind of better color. All right, that's good. I think I'm going to glue that down. I want my bird to have something to stand on. This was kind of the idea of this. So, but I also don't want to cover up this really cool image. So I think that'll work. Just put that right above. Make that a little darker. Right above the little circle doohickey thing. So we just had a super fast dumping of snow, which was very strange. A little bit strange. Because all of a sudden it went from 0. We had thunder and lightning and then snow. And I was like, wait, what is happening right now? That's kind of odd. Yes, I like that. Although I would like to... I'm going to angle him so I still get those. I know I'm being fussy. But I do like that. So he has to stay there while I glue this up. So it seems to have stopped. It's just barely. So it all of a sudden was coming down in buckets, like out of nowhere. It almost looked like it was hailing, but it clearly wasn't hail. Clearly was not hail. It was snow. So it was very strange. And so we have a tiny dusting of snow. So the first bit of snow this year, or this winter, this year and this winter. And I kind of did cover that up. Let's see if I can move this guy without losing his leg. There we go. Kind of looks like he has a little halo that way. That leg is a little bent. There we go. Fun. His little tail is hanging over the edge, but I don't mind that. So I like that. All in all, I think that's a pretty cool envelope. Okie dokie. I'm going to grab this scrap piece of paper. Honestly, don't know. No idea what company it is. And it kind of goes, like it goes with the darker colors, but it really goes nicely with that. And so what I'm going to do is just glue it. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to just... I've already measured this guy for how long. And, you know, to be honest, it probably would have been better to use, you know, like a score tape or something like that, double-sided adhesive, but it's fine. And I just want a bit, and all this is going to do is it's going to help. If I just had the burlap, it's hard to slide the tag in because this has got stuff glued to it as well. So I just want to kind of give it a base to go on. Just glue this little stem down. So there, that's a good idea. And I will cut that. And that'll be it. I'll have a little spot for my cute envelope to go. And it is going to be a little cattywampus, but that's okay. Might have to trim it. I do want some of those numbers to peek out, so I might keep it a little, even if it's off kilter, I'd rather have the design element show through. Ooh, that made a big difference. Not to toll. Okay. So this is what I'm thinking. It's a bit long. Kind of like the idea of it sticking out, except for... All right, let's see. Being fussy, want it to go to here. So I think what I shall do, yeah, I kind of want it just to be in line with this-ish. Doesn't have to be exactly in line, but do that. Let's see if I can be brave and snip without a straight line thingy watsitsy. That'll work, huh? So I'm just going to do a thin line along the edge and the edge. They're all zeros, so it doesn't matter which way is up. Hold that for a second. So I'm going to slide that down a bit. There we go. I like that better. I really want that to show. I don't know why. I just really like that. I'm going to trim this side to be a little more even, but that's pretty good. It is a bit cattywampus, of course. Heaven forbid I put anything straight. That would be just crazy. Ooh, and then I could put a word there. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, I'm going to let that dry though before I stick that down. Just going to trim that up a bit. There we go. This is begging for a word, isn't it? Alrighty, I found a word. It's a Tim Holtz, I think they're called quote chips. I'm going to distress it, but what makes me happy, so be brave. I don't know if you participate in One Little Word. I think Ali Edwards started it, but if she didn't start it, she certainly made it massively popular. And it's the concept that you pick one word that you sort of strive for the year, that you want to, I think strive for is a good term. And my word last year was thrive. And even though I didn't do an album on it, Ali Edwards has this whole project where you, make a book based on your word and how it's influencing you and all that good stuff. I didn't spend a lot of time. I printed it out and I stuck it at the beginning of my journal. And that was pretty much it. But as simple as that was, I really feel like by the end of the year and every now and then I'd think about it. I just think, okay, yeah, my word is thrive. And by the end of the year, I have to say, looking back, I really did thrive this year. I made strides to thrive with health, mainly with health, working out more, eating healthy, cutting out a lot of, processed foods and doing a deep dive on microplastics and all that stuff. And how can I think watching your parents get older makes you really realize you want to make it healthy to the finish line. You don't want to be crippled or broken or whatever. And it's hard to do because there's no guarantee. But, let's try and do the best we can. And so Thrive worked really well. This year, I haven't decided. I usually wait until the first week or second week to see how things are shaping up for that year. Might have to trim this little tail off. As much as I like it, it's snagging. And that's irritating more than the cuteness of the tail. Don't freak out. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I love that. Absolutely love that. Look at that, how well that goes. And then I still have my, and I'm going to leave this for for another prompt maybe. I don't know. I feel like something needs to be put here. But sometimes these things need to marinate while you think about it. So anyway, brave is one of my, it's on deck for being one of my potential words of the year. And because I think I'm going to need it. There's a lot of life changes coming, and I think brave would be a good thing to just like, yes, you got this. So yeah, so there we go. How fun. I have to tell you, in a very stressful day with a lot of running around and crazy and just coming back to this and coming back to this is why I do it. This really helped my stress level, even though I was only really working on it for 5 minutes at a time. So yeah, so that would be day 2. And I do like to take a pen, which is always fun, because if you are like me and you like to check things off, I don't really have room. Here, I'll do it here. I'm going to put a little check mark by envelope. Yay! And then tomorrow's tickets. So I will start thinking about, although I am a day behind, I think, yeah. So technically today's the 3rd. But I've done as much as I can today. I have other things I have to get to. So there you go. I hope you enjoy. Take a look if you want to do this project. And I will see you next time. Bye.